What's he saying?
Take it softly, gently. Gentle.
Hey, did I lose him? Or he's coming this way?
It might be coming this way.
Just about ripped my fingers off this one. Must have lost him. He's too late. How could he just come this way? Is he fooling me? Oh, he's still on there. Or maybe. Ooh. Yes, right there.
Kinoroy mo. Kalit kinoroy mo.
That's a lekker one. Not too biggie. Big one more tofu. That is a heavy one. Oi! You know, Kitty, feel meaty. So puro meaty.
Puro meaty.
You know when it's smoky for the dorp? Of it's
You
too
know
big.
what's smoking?
For the dorp? Yeah, graman suko to. Okay, today I want to talk a little bit about a Bible which is supposedly the oldest Bible in the world, so they claim, which is called the Codex Siniaticus, which is from the false Mount Sinai in Egypt. And this Bible is supposed to be the oldest in the world. If we know where Mount Sinai is according to God's word, and according even to the Codex Siniaticus, Mount Sinai in Exodus 16:1, let's find out where Mount Sinai really is. It can't be in Egypt. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. So they're out of the land of Egypt when they found the real Mount Sinai, which is in Arabia. Now let's go on a little further. Exodus 19:1. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. So they were the third month out of Egypt when they came to Sinai. So it has to be in Arabia. Numbers 1:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, so they're out of the land of Egypt, in Arabia. Numbers 9:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the first month of the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, and then it goes on. Okay, but the Codex Siniaticus It ends with C-U-S, but it's pronounced C-U-S-S. I find that rather interesting. We're just going to go to, I have an actual printing by Codex Siniaticus, D.C. Parker. And it says the story of the world's oldest Bible, but it's not the world's oldest Bible. And this is written in Greek. I don't know if you can see it, but it's written in Greek. But if you can see, you can capture a screenshot. It's written in Greek, but I'm just going to translate that for you. Simple explanation of what they're saying the Codex Siniaticus is. And they're saying the Codex Siniaticus is a Latin name. Codex means a particular kind of book. The book as we know it, consisting of a number of sheets folded in half, written on both sides and joined together with thread. Siniaticus means Siniatic, of Sinai, or from Sinai. The reference is to Sinai in Egypt. Well, if the reference is to Sinai in Egypt, and the actual Mount Sinai is in Arabia, then something's really wrong with this book. Already, and plus it was found in a garbage can, discarded by monks. That should tell us something there. There is a long tradition of naming manuscripts after places in which they are associated, but the name does not necessarily indicate either where the manuscript was written or where it is now. In English, the book from Sinai, it means the books from Sinai. It at once too imprecise and too definite. The Siniatic manuscript is a better translation. Codex is pronounced with a long O, as in code. So Siniaticus is pronounced Si-Ne-Iti-Cus. The stress lines on the third syllable. Very interesting, and this is written by one of the guys that really praises the book, D.C. Parker. But, and I mentioned some scriptures in Numbers and Exodus, but let's just go to Hebrews 4:25, and see where the real Mount Sinai really is. It talks about Hagar here. Hebrews 4:25 talks in Hebrews about Hagar, and Hagar actually means the Mount Sinai of Arabia. So that's in the New Testament. So we know the Mount Sinai is not in Egypt, and we know that the Codex Siniaticus is a forgery. And we can prove that Tischendorf, who's the guy that wrote it, actually added sheets, took them, wrote them himself, and he coffee stained them and stained them with lime juice to make them look old.
Tischendorf published what was in the CFA, 43 leaves, 172 pages, in 1846. Tischendorf went back in 1853. Details are sketchy about that visit. Then somehow in 1859, when Tischendorf came back to St. Catherine's Monastery in the Sinai Peninsula, paid for by Tsar Alexander II of Russia, with Russian government aid, he managed to return with something he called the Codex Siniaticus. After that, with Russian backing, he transcribed the text, and in 1862, Tischendorf published what we now call the Codex Siniaticus. Here's where it gets a little strange. In 2014, early last year, Stephen Avery asked me to look at this CFA, the part Tischendorf gave to Frederick. I told him I'm not sure what I could contribute, though I don't mind looking. So I just looked at the pages back and forth, over and over for hours. I was looking to see if someone had whitened up the CFA for the King of Saxony. I mean, you saw how white it was. But what I found was even stranger. Someone had darkened the rest of Siniaticus. Take a look. These are either sides of the book, you know, like this. On either side of the CFA sections, it looks really funny. It totally reminds me of coffee stains in my books. I have them. Except that it was more watery and brushed out over the page. Then after that, it kind of levels out without the massive streaky look on the next pages. But it still has that dark color. Why would anyone darken the pages? It gets even creepier. It turns out that two different guys visited the monastery the year after Tischendorf did to see this manuscript, among others. That's after he took the CFA away. Okay? And one of them wrote about it, Porfiry Uspensky, a Russian bishop. He visited again in 1845, the year after Tischendorf. This is white. He said all of it was white. But look at Matthew, for instance, after Tischendorf got hold of it. Does this look white to you? It looks like coffee stains, tea stains, tobacco juice stains, something like that. I smell a con. I have books on forgeries and stuff, but Stephen checked through the 1800s for how they made books look old. Guess what they used? Coffee, tea, stuff like that. But why would anyone take a valuable, pristine, lily white, ancient Bible and make it look old and rotten and without covers? Oh, did I mention it doesn't have a cover? It doesn't. Nobody's ever seen one. Oh, well, not in modern times and not since Tischendorf has had it. I can say this, something that will really make you think. When you accept the Alexandrian manuscripts, led by the oldest and best, Siniaticus and Vaticanus, you also accept the Alexandrian scholars who wrote them. When you accept the scholars who wrote them, you say good things about their judgment and their Christianity. So, a Roman Catholic can come up to you and say something like this. You're using the Alexandrian text, I see. Yeah? Well, that's the one we like. Where's the rest of it? What? You have most of the Bible, but you forgot the rest of it. You know, you call it the Apocrypha. We call it the call it the Deuterocanonicals. It's the same thing. What do you mean? Well, every Alexandrian Codex has a Greek Old Testament and a Greek New Testament, but it also has the Apocrypha. Your Bible is missing the Apocrypha. You said you trust the Alexandrians, so go all the way. Put it back in. And if you put it in, you'll believe in purgatory, just like we do. In 1966, the United Bible Societies, as I proved in my book, did exactly that all around the world. And the Roman Catholic can say to you, now, we can all agree on one Bible, one world Bible for one world church. God bless you and have a wonderful day.
Now that's very deceiving as it is, but if you ever look on Chook Publications, there's a guy named David Daniels. He's done a lot of studying on this. I really recommend that any of the brethren out there that want to get to the bottom of the Bible version issue, that they check that by David Daniels. And also the King James Bible, which is this one here. This is only the New Testament, but I also have Psalms in here too. Is the perfect, pure, preserved words of God. Don't let anybody steal your crown. Okay, thanks, guys.
Good. Yes, good. I talked then I will bring you right away.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Bell.
Okay,
Okay, see you soon. Yeah, see you soon. Yeah.
Yeah, to, if you could rape you bell.
You mo bell to? Yeah.
You pamide.
Abo.
Ano mo din na adoso to?
Yeah, miss. Number na ngayon.
Okay. A finger morobo? Finger morobo?
Cheese.
Abo, so okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Goodbye.
Abo. Goodbye. Yes. Next time. And goodbye in trio?
Awapa.
Awapa.
Awopa.
Awapa.
Yes, over.
Opa.
Till next time. Nice.
Opa.
Yes.
Hey, we should take a picture with John.
Yes.
Yes. Take a picture with John. Sensei, take a picture with John.